Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a super fascinating philosophy about how we navigate life, specifically, mastering the art of discomfort. You know, it's a concept that completely flips our natural human instincts right on their head. I mean, we live in a modern world where convenience is literally everywhere. It's so incredibly easy to just build a routine that avoids friction altogether, right? But hey, if you've ever felt that sudden urge to just turn and run when things get tough, or if you find yourself constantly sidestepping the hard stuff, well, this explainer is absolutely for you. We're going to unpack exactly why stepping into the very things that intimidate us might actually be the exact answer we've been looking for. Okay, let's dive into this. How do you actually react to uncomfortable situations? Seriously, take a quick second and think about it. When you're suddenly faced with something that makes your heart beat just a little bit faster, or, makes your palms sweat, maybe it's a really difficult conversation, a steep learning curve at work, or just some daunting personal hurdle, what is your immediate gut reaction? For the vast majority of us, our default setting basically screams at us to pull back. We want to find safety. And honestly, evolutionarily speaking, our brains are totally hardwired to view friction and stress as literal threats to our survival. It's just an ancient preservation mechanism. We naturally want to stay right in our cozy, secure little bubbles. But the ideas we're exploring today challenge that exact biological default setting, showing us a completely different path forward. The core directive here is beautifully straightforward. Face uncomfortable situations. Sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? Just 3 little words. But listen, this isn't about just passively waiting around for bad things to happen so you can deal with them. Not at all. This is an active, intentional command. To truly face something means deliberately turning your body, your mind, and your absolute undivided attention directly toward the very thing that makes you want to look away. It's kind of like walking right into a storm instead of hiding from it. It's that conscious, bold choice to confront the challenge standing right in front of you, rather than avoiding it, making up excuses, or just pretending it isn't there. And this brilliantly illustrates a specific idea that captures the whole thing perfectly. It's important to face challenging situations to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. This right here reveals the ultimate paradox of growth. It tells us exactly why we've got to lean into that storm. See, you don't face challenges just for the sake of suffering or to somehow punish yourself. No way. You do it with a highly specific end goal in mind, to actually achieve a brand new baseline of comfort. But actually, scratch that, it's a completely different kind of comfort than the one you get from just staying in bed all day. It's a comfort born from exposure. It comes from building real resilience, from staring down the very things that used to intimidate you until they simply don't intimidate you anymore. So, the crucial point is understanding the gap between where you start and where you inevitably end up if you follow this philosophy. On one hand, you have the challenging situation. This is the harsh reality. It's gritty, it's difficult, and yeah, it's filled with the friction and anxiety of that storm we just talked about. It is inherently hostile to our natural desire for things to just be easy. But across the bridge is the comfortable state. That is your ultimate goal. And the fascinating thing is, these two seemingly opposite states are actually deeply connected. The only way to get to that calm, sunny side is by walking across the bridge of facing the challenge directly. You literally cannot bypass the challenge to reach the comfort. The challenge itself is the vehicle that gets you there. Let's move to and see how this builds into a really clear, actionable process. You can almost think of it as a micro journey. Step 1 is your inciting incident. The uncomfortable situation pops up, and boom, you feel that instinctual, ancient urge to retreat. But then, step 2 demands your agency. You actively face the challenge. This is the action phase, where you step directly into the arena. And finally, step 3 is the resolution, getting comfortable. Through repeated exposure and just sticking with it, what once caused you immense anxiety becomes completely familiar to you. The extraordinary, or even the terrifying, simply becomes ordinary. It's a really clear, sequential transformation. So if we distill all of this down into one idea, mastering discomfort is the active process of facing challenging situations in order to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And why does this really matter to you? Well, because almost everything worth having in life sits patiently right on the other side of discomfort. Whether it's mastering a complex new skill, building a truly meaningful relationship, or advancing in your career, the baseline requirement is always the willingness to be uncomfortable for a little while. Discomfort isn't a red light telling you to stop. Think of it more as a green light, showing you exactly where you need to go to grow. So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. What uncomfortable situation will you choose to face today to get comfortable with the uncomfortable? Listen, this isn't just some philosophical theory to sit back and ponder. It demands real world application from us. Don't wait around for a challenge to find you. Go out, identify that one thing you've been avoiding because it feels just a bit too daunting, and turn towards it. Face it head on. Because honestly, that is exactly how you master the art of discomfort. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.